Long story short, we met in a guild in WoW, and as we spent more time together, it was clear she was slowly becoming the next online fling. Problem is, are you ready for this one, Heavenly? She's married. What do you mean?
Many such cases.
That's not a problem. That's like a full-on stop. That's a full-on you do not continue.
Such cases. I have multiple instances of this happening in my tenure in WoW. Not
go
me
on.
though.
Hello and welcome to Trashlight Confidential, the show where you submit your juicy, juicy secret stories for me and a guest to read and react to. Now today, episode 2 is a very special drinking episode. So I decided who best to bring out than the one, the only Heavenly Father. That's right. This week's guest is the bodacious, the infectious, the one, the only Heavenly Father. Yay! Would you please introduce yourself, kind sir?
No.
Okay. As I said, this is a drinking episode, so we might already be a little bit toasty coming into this. How many drinks have you had, good sir?
It's half bottle of tequila.
Oh,
well, that was
my
empty.
God. Okay. I thought I was doing good. I've had 2.5 seltzers.
Nah, I gotta celebrate
What are we celebrating?
being alive.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Now,
Good
before
enough
we...
excuse for me.
It's true. Before we go into the episode, a quick word from the mod team who reads and rates the stories. I have to say already, from episode 1 to today, the caliber of stories has improved. I feel like you all understand the kind of story that we want. Please keep submitting your stories. We love them. I'm hoping that by episode 3 and 4, we'll be able to phase out the Reddit stories, hopefully almost completely. But please keep submitting your stories, and a huge thank you for the incredible reception that we've gotten on episode 1. Hopefully, Heavenly and I don't tank it with our alcoholism on episode 2. And remember, stay safe, oh my God, it's all right. Stay safe, stay trashy, stay confidential. Now, Heavenly, do you know what the hell we're doing today?
No.
All right.
Oh, I lied. Actually, reading.
Yeah. Reading. And reacting.
Oh, I have to react to it? I can't just read it quietly?
No, you have to actually like read it out loud.
But I wasn't a good popcorn reader.
What if I'm reading a story? What do you do?
Probably shouldn't keep playing Terraria. I don't think that's the right answer.
I mean, you could, as long as you're giving me that active listening, that like, ooh, ah, oh.
Ooh.
Exactly like that. So the way that this is going to work, Heavenly, I sent you a little document. As you can tell, there are stories on them. A few of them are still from the Reddit, but there are a lot of viewer submitted ones. We each start off with $20 delicious that we have to spend before the end of the show, okay? You have to spend the $20 I'm giving you. And you will spend this money on the stories. As you can see, each story has a cost. And yeah. Do we have any other questions before we begin?
Got me spending money in this economy. I want to keep that.
I'm giving you this money. I promise you, I will give you another $20 next time I see you. That you get to keep.
What?
Yeah. After you give me the $50 that you owe me.
You know, I lost that in the move.
Really? Really? That's it? That's just no more than $50 for Matara Con?
Well, no, the specific one that was signed, remember?
Yeah. Oh, I remember. Heavenly. Oh my God, I'm going to say this because I actually think, I know you didn't mean it in that way, but I actually think it's such a funny story where Heavenly, I asked Heavenly for $20. He said he'll give it to me. He like signed something or put a little smiley face on it. And then he goes, yeah, Matara, it's in my hotel room.
Oh my God, I forgot
Hey girl,
I did say that.
You want your $20? Yeah, come up with me. It's in my hotel room.
I completely forgot I said it was in my room. No, dude, I was saying that. I was like, I'm going to go back and get it.
Yeah, I know you meant it super innocently, but I have never let you live it down. Hey girl, yeah, you can have a tequila soda. It's in my hotel room. Yeah, just come up. Come up with me, girl.
Never. Sex isn't real.
Come on, girl. Come.
Besides, I'm supposed to use a poster to get them to come in and be like, you want to check out my poster?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah.
I've always just been like, do you want to see my collection of momos?
You keep them in your room?
I keep them in my bath.
You keep them in the bath?
Yeah, because then they stay cold. I put ice in the bath and stuff, and then I eat them.
I thought I was the only person that did that.
Keep your momos in the bath?
No, but keep my beer in the bath.
No. Have you ever, I know you're a very tall man, but have you ever been so drunk that you slept in the bath?
Yeah. But I do it when I'm hungover too. I wake up and then I take a bath whenever I'm hungover, so I let the sweat get all the gets all the alcohol out of the body, and I just sleep in there because I'm already in there. Why not sleep?
You know, my roommates, they actually freak out all the time. They're like, "We're scared you're gonna drown in the bath." I'm like, okay, how? Like logistically, how am I gonna drown in the bath? I'm tall. That's not gonna happen.
I was gonna say I never thought about that because my legs extend out. My
Right?
legs are
Like it is
concave inward.
The bath is a kiddie pool for me. I'm not drowning in this bath. We are not rich enough for the types of baths that I will drown in. Okay.
I want one of those big baths, a big like square baths.
Yeah, and
That's
then
how you know you got money.
Actually drown in it. Then I'd let God let me drown in them. You know.
I'm going face first down. I'm just gonna jump in face first and just go straight in. I can't do it anymore.
Okay, I like that. Speaking of not doing it anymore, Heavenly, we gotta start because knowing us, we're big yappers. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to go first?
I want to go first because I see the one that says NTR'd and I gotta open it.
Okay. Would you read out the story title then?
I NTR'd my best friend during peak COVID, and it broke everything.
All right. I'm retiring the story then. You go ahead and read it.
Let's see here. How do I move it? Oh, there we go.
You just click it. Yeah. I already retired it for you. Sorry. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Here we go. Have me signed it on the wrong email. Okay, here we go. Okay. I know this might sound silly, but I can't stop thinking about it. I need to know if I'm being super dramatic or if this is a legit red flag.
Talk to me.
Okay.
I'm ready. I'm listening.
I, 24 female.
Wait, I think you're reading the wrong story.
I am reading the wrong story. It moved me. God damn it.
Go into
No. It moved. I was reading it and then it jumped up. 1 second.
Sorry, I think it's me. I think it's because I'm on the same document. It's me. Sorry.
How do I find it? Where is it?
Just go back to the document, Trashlight Confidential, and then re-click that same one, and it's gonna get you back onto it. I'm so sorry. It was me. I'm so sorry.
You did me dirty.
I'm so sorry. So Heavenly's first story is worth $6. He's going in. It's a short one, but it packs a punch, allegedly, according to my moderators. Oh, because just a reminder for everybody listening, I'm sorry, by the way, we started drinking, so we're a little bit out of it. We have not pre-read these stories. The person who pre-read this is my mod team, probably Sam or Zero. So big shout out to them. We don't know what's happening. All right. So Heavenly, you got 14 points left. Read the story.
Good. I can't find the story. What the heck? It keeps despawning every time I click it.
Here. I'll just copy paste you the story. If that's easier, then you have the full story.
Oh, you know what? That works so much better because I don't know why.
I got you. I think it was me. I was moving it. I apologize deeply.
Hey. I don't want to hear none of that. All right. I NTR'd my best friend during peak COVID and it broke everything. God, that's such a fancy title.
Yeah.
Okay. I had a best friend.
Okay, had. That's my first answer. Go on.
He had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
I was good friends with both of them, but the relationship, it was a disaster. Toxic, messy, and emotionally draining for everyone involved. Okay.
I have to say, Heavenly, I expected this out of you, but you're a good reader.
Really?
Yeah. I did expect it, but also like, damn, good on you. I like it. You put the oomph in it, you know? Like messy, emotionally draining. Da-da-da-da-da. I like it.
Dude, this guy's writing it pretty well. I mean, he's setting me up to read well.
Yeah, we got some writers.
I'm with it. Yeah. All right. Over time, they each started coming to me privately, gross, venting about the other.
Oh God.
I became the emotional middleman in a war that they didn't even know they were still fighting.
That's the worst.
My best friend got so depressed and exhausted from the whole thing that one day he basically told me, you know what? You should just have her. That is crazy sentence.
What do you mean, have her? Like she's an animal. Have her.
I
Like,
mean, hey, he's sharing. He giving it up. I mean, if
Have her,
someone
like,
told
go.
me the same thing, I'm in.
Okay.
They like, just go for it. I'm like, okay, you telling me to go for it?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, he didn't say go for it. He said you should have her. But yeah.
I think that's the. Like, you know,
Yeah. Keep reading. Keep
you
reading.
should have her. Go for it.
Yeah.
At first, I thought he was joking, but he kept saying it. Over time, he went from I don't like that to I don't care anymore.
Oh.
Freaky.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the girlfriend, who was still technically with him, started flirting with me more and more. After about 2 years, it escalated.
Oh my
2 years
God.
who fights with their girlfriend for 2 years?
Right?
Bro.
Okay. But you have to remember, we're grown adults. So for us, I'm like, if things are toxic for more than 2-3 months, I'm out. But when you're young, you handle the toxicity for long.
Do you?
Well,
I
not
remember
me.
I left somebody because they didn't answer my text message after 2 days.
Oh my, I have a story about that later, but go on.
See?
That's one thing, by the way,
like 2
Heavenly.
years,
One of the reasons these stories take longer to record is it has made me open up about my stories. Like you saying that, let's talk about it after. But yeah, go on. Yeah, this is weird. 2 years of dealing with this toxicity is crazy.
2 years of dealing with two people fighting each other,
Yeah.
coming to you in the middle,
Uh-huh.
and then nothing has changed is insane.
Also,
because,
them not
I mean,
breaking up?
Yeah, no, at that point, you just are weird roommates. Just split the lease, go up. Like, if it was 2 years, the lease definitely broke.
Yeah.
The biggest lease I've ever seen, like 15 months. So that's,
Yeah,
you know,
they're
a year and
just
3
continuing.
months.
But you know what? Okay, I know we're like I love this. You and I, thank God the stories cost more because we're going to yap it up. I think some people kind of like their misery. Some people, like, it gives them something to do when they're like, oh, again, like complaining about my boyfriend for the 15 millionth time to you if you'd listen. Me, I want new problems always. I do not want to complain about the same stuff.
I don't want any problems. I want peace.
I want peace. No, I mean, problems are inevitable.
I
Wait,
want the peace.
Is that a limiting belief? That problems are inevitable? That I'm always going to have some kind of problems with people?
I mean, it's natural. No two people are perfect. In
Yeah.
fact, no one person's perfect.
Except
so you're
us.
trying to bring those people No. I'm a beautiful alcoholic. That's not perfect. That's bad. I'm in love with a guy named Jack and a woman named
Daniels?
Ciroc.
Yeah.
Jack Daniels and Ciroc vodka.
Uh-huh.
They treat me rice. Rice? They treat me right. They treat me right.
Man, maybe we drank a lot at the beginning of this. This is going to be a spicy episode. I could feel it.
I had to record. Anyway.
All right, let's leave the yap until after the story. We
After
can
about 2 years,
interject a
it
little bit.
escalated. She began sending me thirst trap photos, and honestly, I was young, horny, and isolated during peak COVID, so I gave in.
Oof, that's so bad.
I left my house, risked my health, started secretly hooking up with her. It was chaotic, it was wrong, and my best friend knew. He knew we were friends with benefits, and he let it happen. I don't think this is an NTR. I definitely think he definitely became.
This is like cuckoldery, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
became a bull. He just became a bull. That's just not. The cuck isn't watching, but he's chilling with it.
Yeah. Go on.
2 months into this, I introduced her to another friend of mine so we could all play Valorant together. Oh, this took. Oh, shit. So, this is a SoCal story. Okay, that explains a lot.
Oh, these
they were
Valorant
together because the
kids.
rent was expensive. I get it. I
right?
get it.
Now you're like, oh, this would not happen in Idaho. Like in Idaho, they just don't do this. Or in
Idaho?
Wyoming? Yeah. They don't do this there.
In Wyoming?
Yeah.
Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming. In Idaho.
Wyoming.
In Delaware. They don't do this in Delaware. The rent's
Stop
cheap.
it.
Stop this shit, you bitch.
Stop it.
He pointed at me. He pointed at me and said, "Stop it."
Delaware? I've never heard that one before. That's disgusting.
To be for real, I do say Idaho for real, for real. The other two are fake.
Idaho makes sense so that way people can't say Idaho.
But Idaho,
I genuinely
what? I genuinely pronounced it Idaho, not on purpose, but the other two are fake.
Watching you chat.
By chat, he means the YouTube comments.
Sorry, I'm so Twitch pilled that everyone is chatting to me.
Yep.
It's my new, just all-encompassing thing.
Mm-hmm.
That guy right there, that's chat.
That's chat.
The dude serving me food, that's chat. The 6 voices in my head, all different
all
chatters.
All of them chat.
I just give them different names. Speaking of different names, these guys are playing Valorant together.
Yeah.
But 2 weeks after playing Valorant, she dumped my best friend, the original cuck, and started dating the new guy he introduced them to in Valorant instead. And like that, she told me to stop seeing her too. So there I was, betrayed, used, and utterly lost in the same mess I helped create.
Okay, wait. I know the story's not done yet, but like, betrayed, used, utterly lost. Okay, calm down, buddy. You were getting it for free. You were getting it with no strings attached, no repercussions. Like, betrayed, used, da-da-da. You knew what you were getting yourself into, right?
He fell in love.
Oh, don't say that. Like,
no one can do friends with benefits besides
I agree.
me. I'm the only person that's going to do it right. Because you can it's so easy to separate the mental from the emotional from the physical. It's so easy.
Okay.
I
thought you were just saying, I thought you were like, nobody can do friends with benefits. That's why I said, I agree. I didn't realize you were going to say, except me. Now it puts me in a...
I'm different. It's easy.
He's built wrong.
3 rules.
What's the 3 rules?
1, don't go get food together.
Ooh,
Never
yeah.
get food together.
You're right. Then
2,
it's date.
Let it be known at the first time what's going to happen. If this is just strictly for the cheeks, just strictly for the cheeks. That's it.
And no sleepovers? Is that the other one?
And number 3, actually, you can sleep over.
Ooh.
You cannot sleep in the same bed. Someone's got to sleep in a different room.
Okay, so basically, that's back to, so no food and no sleepovers. I agree, because otherwise, it starts like skinwalking a relationship. Yep. And that's when, like, once it starts feeling like, oh, hey, do you want to come to the grocery store with me? No. Do you want to come and go on a date? Can I dress nice? No. Don't buy gifts. Don't go for food. Don't sleep over in the same bed. Agreed.
And once one person cuts it off, that's it. Don't fight for it. It's over.
Yep.
It's over. You just got to accept it. It's done. You did your best.
That's
Write it on
really
your resume and keep it there forever.
That's a really good one. Once it's done for good. Like there's no, Oh, you're so smart. You I wish I talked to you a few years back. So he was betrayed, used, utterly lost in the mess he helped create.
Right. A year passed, and on my birthday, I finally took a hard look at what my life had become, how toxic and emotionally draining these relationships were, how far I strayed from who I wanted to be. I realized I'd rather be alone and depressed than tangled up in the chaos anymore. So I cut all ties, my best friend, his ex, the Valorant E-boy. I walked away from all of them.
Heck yeah.
I feel like he lost everything in this. He gained nothing.
That's not true. He gained peace of mind.
No, he didn't. He gained a hole in his chest.
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for submitting the story. A big thing about this content, Heavenly, is just people sometimes admitting things that they can't admit everywhere else. Look, you got some. You have a really good story for getting some. Your friend and that girl, really toxic. I think you have a good story. You leveled, like you're doing the teenage/early 20s thing great. Right? Like that's what you're supposed to be doing. If you were 45 doing these things,
that's funnier.
That's funnier for us reading, but that's less funny in like the grand scheme of your life. It's funnier.
Personally,
I
think walking away from the situation probably is good in the long run.
Yeah.
But you could have fixed this early on.
How?
Once the Valorant E-boy started duoing with her, You could have do it with her too. She's already done it once. She could do it again. Duh.
You know what? When she started doing with the Valorant E-boy, you should have slept with her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, you think it bigger out of the box than I am.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Should just turned back around and started cracking your friend. Yes.
Yeah,
I think that's a good idea.
Real talk though, thank you so much for submitting this story. I feel you there. It's always so awkward. There's just something heavenly that I don't know if you felt, but I feel that when you're really young and you're kind of in the middle of every friend circle and everybody comes to you with their tea. And has this ever happened to you, Heavenly, where two people hate each other and they talk to you about their hate? You don't pick sides, but then they become friends again and then they both hate you. And you're like, what did I do?
Whoa.
I was just a good friend to both of you. Has that ever happened to you?
I've never been in the middle of two people hating. I've always been on one. Oh, wait, I lied. Way back in my Xbox days, in my clan, when I was doing game battles.
Yeah.
I was in the middle between two of my teammates. They never reconciled, though. They just fist fought each other.
Has it happened where, like, let's say your friend A is your friend. They bitch about friend B. You join friend A's side because you're like, screw friend B. Then friend A and friend B become friends. And then they both hate you. And you're like, wait a second. So you guys are chill now, but I still dislike friend B. Why? Or am I just a hater?
I think that might be a difference in upbringing.
Maybe.
Because
I'm a loyal hater.
My friends hate each other. They hate each other.
I am like that. I am a loyal hater. If I hate for a while. I forgive. I move on. But I remember. I remember. Oh my God. Thank you for the story. I really appreciate it. Heavenly.
Yeah,
do you want to add a little thing about your 2-day non-texting thing?
I mean, it was like 4 months after graduation of high school.
Okay, so you're very young. Yeah.
During high school. And she just took 2 days to reply to a message of what we were gonna do.
Oh.
And she went to her aunt's house or her grandmother's house. She went to a matriarch's house. And once she replied, I just said, I don't give a fuck anymore. And I just which is probably not a smart idea, but I mean, I'm sure she's.
You're also 17. It wasn't, yeah.
Oh, I was 19.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean,
graduated late.
My similar story is like, I was definitely in my early 20s, and I was with somebody who was much older. So they were a little much older to be doing this, but basically, allegedly, it was my ex-husband. After the first time that we got intimate together, they ghosted me for like 2 weeks. So I was like, all right, well, I know what's up now. Now I know what's up. And then they basically, after that, admitted that I forgot if it was measles or shingles, but they had like adult measles or shingles, which apparently is lethal. It was the one that's like lethal, like you could die. They were hospitalized.
Shingles.
They didn't have access to their phone or anything. But and again, at that time, I was already so hurt. I like blocked them on everything and all that. Because, like I gave it a few days. I was calm. I was patient. But then eventually when it was radio silence for, like 3 weeks. And then it was like Christmas and New Year's. But then after a while, yeah, it was like really bad. And then eventually.
Both those holidays and they didn't respond? Nothing?
But they were hospitalized. Like, that's the thing. And I remember just being like, why didn't you just tell me at the start? Yeah. Like 3 days in, if it's been 3 days, send me a photo of you. And like, they literally showed me photos at the hospital. They showed me like even the dates on like their hospital stubs. And so they were saying the truth. But I was like, why couldn't you just say the truth? Like, and the thing is, okay, not to out my preferences, but they were, I think, like maybe 42 at the time. And I was like very early 20s. So I was like, why didn't you just tell me? Like, it's not a big deal.
Shun?
But because it had been like so long and I was already so hurt and I was already so over it, like after a month or something, it was like, all right, listen, it clearly communication here is not communicating in the way it should be.
I'm not gonna lie though, shingles at 40s is kind of crazy.
They genuinely were like, I thought I was going to die. But again, you guys have to remember, I hear this after like a month of radio silence from them. And suddenly it's like, hey, sorry, I was in the hospital. Do you want to hang out? And I'm like, what do you mean? Hey, sorry, I was in the hospital. Do you want to hang out? Like, what do you like? What do you mean?
You'd be so mad at me because I would do the same thing. Like that's why I wish I could be mad with you. But I've definitely gone to the hospital for like 4 days and just not said anything.
But do you realize that but then you get mad at your girl for not texting you back for 2 days?
Yeah.
So as long as you're aware that there's a little bit of like a triple, double, quadruple standard here, right?
Well, so kind of, but like she replied that she was just going to someone's house.
Also, I think it's fine to AFK for 4 days and be like, I was at the hospital. But if you AFK for a month, and like to be clear, after a month, he wasn't like, hey, I had shingles. I thought I was going to die. Here's my records. It was like, oh, I was at the hospital. Teehee. And it was after like, they only admitted to the shingle stuff like, or measles, I forget, later, like months later. And I was like, well, at this point,
I feel like I'd do that. I was in the hospital for a month. I'd be like, I was in the hospital.
Yeah. Again, I just thought like this was so early on in everything. I just wish I had more communication. Do I regret it today? What if this happened today? I don't know what I'd do. I'd probably give them another chance. But back then, like 25 years ago, I was a lot more ruthless. You know, it is what it is.
I would not give her another chance.
Wait, would you give my guy another chance?
Oh, I'm a guy. I would do the same thing that guy did. I've had friends that disappeared for years. A good friend of mine, my friend I grew up with, was gone out of my life for 3 years because he had moved to LA and became a manager for music artists.
That's different. It's not
so
like right after.
And it was like, hey, I'm back.
Heavenly, I think it's different when you like have your first time intimate together and they're significantly older and it's
I know
like.
What I said.
All right, it's my turn for a story before I keep opening up too much. God damn it. All right. So, an expensive breakup. Interesting. Relationships and karma. I caught my friend's glasses mid roller coaster, drunk on the job. Baby, me all the time. Me all the time. Drunk on the job. One of my first real jobs was at a big box retail store. I was fresh out of high school, had my own place, and underage though I was, quite the little alcoholic. Heavenly, us.
I was going to ask, what do you think they were drinking? Wine coolers or actual hard liquor?
Ooh, maybe like low percent beers, like those like Pabst Blue Ribbon, Corona, Stella Artois, you know?
Maybe they were drinking MD-20.
I don't know what that is.
Oh, it's disgusting.
What is it? Natty something?
Natty Ice?
Yeah.
I love a fucking, a tall boy and Natty Ice would go crazy right now.
Soon. I was living life, man. And since my job was my only real responsibility, I poured so much effort into it. Young and dumb, am I right? Yeah, you're right. I managed to land the lead receiving position, though, as I'd later found out, it was only temporary. At the time, I didn't know that, so I treated it like a big deal. I was the guy in the back. I'm sorry, but lead receiving position guy in the back.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. I was like, this is a very sexually charged story. And I'm with it.
He's with it. He said what he said. At the time, I didn't know that. I was the guy in the back, checking invoices, overseeing deliveries, and leading the charge on unloading the trucks. These weren't just little box trucks either. We're talking full 53 foot, about 16 meters semi-trailers. Company policy was all hands on deck.
Dude, okay. This is getting kind of freaky. Slow down, man. Didn't even warm me up to this. We're already talking about the big trailers with all our hands on deck. Like, I'm
so glad we're both drunk for this. When a truck arrived, so we'd have anywhere from 6 to 12 people working on it.
It's a lot of hands.
Oh my God. Oh my God. And you were still underage? That's crazy. These trailers were packed tight. They'd load pallets and fur. Then grab in hundreds of loose boxes to fill the gaps. It was a crime. Unload by hand. Sort by department, organize onto our own pallets. On this particular day, the manifest showed only 4 pallets, which was weird for a truck that big. But whatever. I did what I always did. Jumped in, no questions asked. Pretty soon, everyone started asking me questions, though. Dude, what's that smell? My boss was the first to say it when I cracked open the trailer. You smell that? I sniffed the air, shrugged, but kept going. I didn't push it. He didn't push it, so I didn't either. The thing is, these trucks have zero ventilation. On hot days, most people avoid going in for long stretches. It turns into a metal sauna in there. As we kept on loading, more and more people started hanging back, avoiding the deep end of the trailer. They kept wrinkling their noses and asking about the smell. But me? I was vibing. I felt good that day. Focused in the zone. Tossing boxes. Sorry. Having a blast. I was keeping an eye out for spills or broken goods, like always. Right? Like, do you think they're purposely trying to make this a sexual story, or are we just drinking?
I'm starting to think something was in that trailer. It shouldn't have been in that trailer.
I'm thinking he maybe pooped his pants, but we'll see.
That's what I was thinking, too. I think he shit himself.
I think he shit himself and didn't realize. They kept wrinkling their noses and asking about the smell. But me? Oh, sorry. I was vibing. I was good that day, focused in the zone, tossing boxes, having a blast. I was keeping an eye out for spills or broken goods, like always. The smell didn't bother me, honestly. I thought it was kind of nice. He shat himself. By the time I got to the back of the trailer, the scent was impossible to ignore. Strong, heady, but not bad. Wait, what?
What the?
In fact, it was probably one of the best smelling trucks I'd been in. I couldn't quite possibly put my finger on it. What? And then I saw them stacked from floor to ceiling at the very back. 24 massive oak Hoff barrels. Big, beautiful, empty half barrels meant to be sold as planters. I checked the tags. They were from Jack Daniels. Fresh from Jack Daniels. And then it hit me. The barrels reeked of whiskey. The rich, oaky caramel scent of Tennessee's finest, aged for 12 or so, lingering in the wood like it owned the place. Let me tell you, I learned something important that day. You can get drunk off the fumes. I've been in the truck for over an hour, surrounded completely by the smell of those barrels. By the end, I was floating. I had a good day that day. Huh? I thought the guy shot himself.
I thought he defecated upon his pantaloons.
Me too. I thought he pooped himself. And that's why everybody around him was like, buddy, it stinks. And he's like, la, 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 la.
You can get drunk off fumes?
Let's try it, Heavenly.
That was a joke.
Let's try it. Let's hotbox. Let's hotbox the Anime Expo bathroom.
This bottle every.
Let me Google this. Can you get drunk off fumes?
Also, Jack Daniels doesn't smell like caramel. It smells like. Actually, I don't know how to describe it.
All right. We could try it in the future. Thank you for submitting your story. I'm not going to lie. I thought you wrote the story a little bit erotically suggestively. I might be a pervert. Are you smelling your Daniels?
Tequila.
I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm just pervert brained because of the first story, but I don't know. I thought you wrote that story very nicely, but a little suggestively.
Incredibly suggestive, man.
And then the whole time I thought you shat yourself. And the fact that you didn't, I'm surprised. I am so shocked. I am so shocked. That's not what I expected. But great story. Thank you for submitting it. Heavenly, are you ready to pick another number? Or, as I offer all guests, if you want to share, if anything that happened today makes you want to share a story of your own, always feel free.
Today?
Just, like
nothing happened today.
Anything. No, I mean, like, if ever we're reading stuff and you're like, I want to share one of my personal stories, feel free. Or if you want to read another one, up to you.
I'm trying to think of one.
Don't force yourself.
Most of my stories,
they will come up. Don't even sweat.
Are very TOS. Hence
TOS
why I stopped telling stories. TOS flatly on all
social media platforms. Yeah, I get you. Well, listen. How about you pick the next story, and then you can go up to by the ones that aren't. If you go up from the color coded ones, some of those might be Reddit stories, but you could still go up and see what you want. Wave your freak flag.
Fake.
Wave your freak flag. Feel free to read them out loud just in case the stories so you can
Let me see this one. Expensive breakup sounds interesting.
Ooh.
Let me see if I'm gonna see if I can pull out the little. How do I like?
Yeah.
Preview. Let me pull out the preview. Let me get a couple pieces in here real quick.
Wait, no preview. If you pick a story, you read it.
What?
No preview. You can't just sample the merchandise. What the fudge?
Says who?
No.
You gave me money. That means I can sample it before I buy.
No. If you pick the story, you have to read it. Heavenly, you can't just sample these stories. The whole point is you read the title, and if you like the title, you gotta marry the story. You gotta put a ring on it.
I'm non-committal, and you know this. Fine.
I know this. This is why I gave you the money.
An expensive breakup is the one I just clicked. And
All right. Start reading. Come on.
An expensive breakup. So, when I was 18, I was working part-time while in my senior year of high school. So aside from putting gas in my car and buying food, the only thing I really spent money on was video games. So, for my girlfriend at the time, on her birthday, I took her out for the day. We had lunch at her favorite restaurant, saw the movie she's been wanting to see, bought her new shoes, new clothes, earrings, and a necklace. I spent $1,000 on her in total that day, and only had about $80 left to my name.
Don't do this. By the way, everybody, she will still love you. You do not have to have $80 left to your name. I'm sorry I'm interrupting you, but this is so important. Please don't do that.
She's lying.
No, I'm not lying. I'm not.
You gotta
Heavenly.
be rich and muscular first. Listen, you gotta look smacks. You gotta bone smash.
Please, do not spend $1,000 on her birthday. You could have spent.
Yeah, spend 10.
You could have spent 100.
1,000.
You could have spent 50.
10,000 on her birthday.
The movie
Take her out to Japan on her birthday.
Go into credit card debt. Year. You know what? Mortgage your house. Is that what you want me to say?
Jacked. You got to be jacked, and you got to be comforting while still being scary, fellas. You got to be everything. Listen, I wouldn't lie to you.
Go on, Heavenly.
Anyway, so he spent $1,000 on her. He had 80 left to his name. And the very next day, Halo 3 was coming out.
Oh,
so
we
he's
can
using the last bit
this.
of money.
Oh boy,
to get the game for the midnight release. On the way out of the mall we were shopping at, there was a jewelry store next to the exit that she wanted to stop by real quick. Seeing no harm in looking, I agreed, which was my mistake.
Wasn't $1,000 enough, girl?
No. Like I said, fellas, spend 10,000. I see you did your first 10,000, bro, but we got to get you 20,000 immediately. After browsing for about 10 minutes, she found the cheapest looking ring that she just had to have. It was $50, and after tax, it was about 60-ish. I told her no. She seemed oddly agitated, and I asked why. She seemed oddly agitated and asked me why. I told her the truth. The truth was Halo 3 was coming out tomorrow, so I have this last little bit of money for myself. She didn't like the answer, so she started making a scene and said, and I quote, "So a game is more important than me."
You just got $1,000 being spent on you, girl.
And it was Halo 3. Bro. Yo, if you was a dude back when Halo 3 dropped, you knew that thing was staying in your Xbox and living in there. Mm-hmm. It was the most beautiful experience in multiplayer that the whole world felt at once. It was
Except
beautiful.
Me, who experienced it 2024.
That's because you were busy doing cooler stuff. The rest of us were playing with our Xbox 360s.
Go on.
And getting red rings of death on them.
The good old days.
Them.
Yep.
Especially me. I went through 4 copies of Halo 3. Because I was an idiot who would stand his Xbox up and it would fall over and you would hear it scratch going. Anyway.
Why would it fall over? Wait.
Different reasons. I remember one time it fell over because my mom was vacuuming near it and it just. After the 3rd game, I learned that you could put the Xbox 360 on its side.
You didn't know this whole time?
No. My Xbox 360 got so bad at one point that I had to take the shell off and the disc tray. I would lift up the cover, spin the disc manually so it would spin itself, and then it would play games.
What?
I had a Frankenstein Xbox. Yeah.
Oh my
The
god.
Xbox 360,
Heavenly.
you could rip the shell apart, and then the disk drive was a regular disk drive, it was a regular optical disk drive, and the motor inside that would spin the CD died, so it wouldn't rev up. But once you started, it could keep itself going. So I would put the disc in, I'd wait till the screen on my TV went black, and then once it went black, I knew I could see it try to start spinning. Go vroom. So I would spin it myself and pick up, and then it would spin itself and play itself.
That is crazy. That
I just didn't want to buy
that
it.
is so DIY. I can't.
No, that was broke.
Go on.
So she asked him, "Is a game more important than she is?"
Yeah.
And he said, "Yes."
Yeah.
You know what? I just dropped $1,000 on you, and I can't just have one thing for myself with my hard-earned money. You know what? A game is more important. I stormed off to the car with her tailing behind me, telling me to take her home. We get to the car.
But also, I like how she's like, "Take me home." You just had this big fight. Take yourself home, girl. Take the L. Take a cab.
Uber wasn't a thing back then, though, so she might have.
Cabs were a thing back then. Take a cab, girl. Go to the information desk.
Get a cab?
Go to the information. First of all, you have quarters to call the thingy, right? The pay phones. Or you go to the information desk. You're like, "Hi, can you please call me a cab at the exit of this place? Thank you." And then you take a cab.
I know.
They were at the mall. She can go to the information security kiosk at the mall. I'm just saying, if I bitched out a man the way that she did, I wouldn't then be like, "Could you drive me home, please?" I'd take my own damn self home.
I mean, that's true. Me personally, I wouldn't take her home either.
Right?
Because then that car rides 2 tenths, and
For
I might
what?
just swerve into a tree because you pissing me off.
I'm so glad you're not committal.
Yeah.
You caused so many problems for everybody. Oh my god. Go on.
Some people are meant to stay single. It keeps them funny. You said that yourself.
Okay. Yeah, that is true. I did say in the past that Heavenly is not allowed to get a girlfriend because he's funnier because he's
My community all said I'm not allowed to lose weight because I'm funnier because I'm fat.
That's not true,
if I really want to quit, you know what I'm ready to quit? If I get a girlfriend, I start you taking Ozempic. That's how you know I'm done with this.
Hear me out. This is a joke in itself. You could be funny like The Rock.
The Rock's not funny.
I know, that's the point.
Oh.
You could be Kevin Hart funny.
He's just loud. He's just Dane Cook, but smaller.
Yeah, yeah, you could be The Rock funny.
The Rock sucks, man.
Well, I'm
there
just
was
saying.
a movie. There was a time period where he played the same character in 3 different movies. He literally wore the same fit in all the movies.
And
it was
you
a
know
jungle
he
attire.
got paid.
He did, bro. The jungle attire with the
got
short shorts and the hat. It was like Jumanji, Jungle Cruise, and a different movie at the same time. Like, what is The Rock doing?
He's getting paid.
He sucks. He has a clause in his fucking contract when he goes to these movies that he can't lose.
I will say though, like, obviously it's up to you. I do believe personally that you have went through enough trauma that you will still be funny if you are fit and you have a girlfriend. I do believe you will still be funny. I think you've suffered enough. You have only one ball. That's funny in itself, right?
These are all the pieces of Exodia. Overweight, alcoholic, no girl, 1 ball. I just need a 5th piece. I don't know what the 5th piece is. So I was going to say black at first, but I was like, that's not enough anymore. So there's got to be another 5th piece. I'll figure it out.
As a white woman, I do think your 5th piece works. But I also am aware that, like, maybe I'm not, the one that can decide that.
Decides. Speaking of deciding, he decided.
Oh, yeah.
Our writer decided to go to the car and she's following him. Gets to the car. I look at her, waiting for me to open the passenger's door. He gets in the car. He says, I climb in and I drive off, leaving her standing there.
Oh, my God.
It's kind of fucked up, man.
But I do think he should have been like, hey, girl, get home by yourself.
It's Halo 3, though, so I get it.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I did know her dad personally, so I called him and let him know his daughter was at the mall and would need a ride. There we go.
Aww.
He sighed and said, no need to explain. I'll pick her up.
Aww.
Needless to say, after that, we broke up, but Halo 3 was awesome, which is true. Halo 3 was an experience. There's only one that matched that, and that was Halo Reach. Oh! Oh, Halo Reach. Oh.
Objective. Sure, why?
Objective. Game on.
It's
I
nice
like
that he
this
called
story.
her dad. Me too. Thank you for
Yeah.
submitting the story. I mean, it happened many years ago. I'm sure you're over it, but I think, yeah, spending over $1,000 on somebody and then them, first of all, like, please, for anybody listening, obviously it's your money. You do what you want. Don't go into debt for somebody. Do not spend $1,000 and have $80 left in your account for someone's birthday. If they love you, they love you, even if you take them out for a nice ice cream and movie and cook something at home. You're absolutely
But it would
valid
be
for
funny.
stop. But you're absolutely valid for wanting your game, and I'm glad you got it in the end. And sucks, that you guys broke up, but sounds like it's for the better. Good on you for not driving her back, and good on you for calling her dad. But holy cow.
Both stories I've picked have been about people learning self-respect through.
Yeah.
Fuck that. No self-respect is funnier.
Well, you have a lot of self-respect for yourself.
I do?
Yeah, I think so.
Let's go!
Yeah, or at least like I feel like you're a very self-respect. Are you okay? He's like falling down.
Oh, sorry, I forgot. So that looks like I was falling. I was actually leaning back and stretching. But technological limitations. That's what that was.
Yeah. I think you have a
Technological
lot of
limitations.
self-respect, but I get you. All right. My turn. I'm going to pick a story worth $7. So, Heavenly, after I read the story, you got 8 points left. I got 7 points left. All right, Pookie. I am reading a story called...
No, I don't. Wait. Yes, I do.
Yeah, 20 minus 12. Mathematical.
I'm stupid.
Also, how's your drink going? I'm on my other seltzer. I opened it while we were reading.
Oh, I finished. That's why I was smelling the bottle.
Do you need water? Anything like that?
No.
Okay, good.
I do this like weekly.
I know, that's what's crazy. I fell for a married woman in my guild, and so did her husband.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
In my life, I have found that people who get to know me usually tend to like me. Sometimes more than just like, okay.
Okay, buddy.
And this is
relax.
especially true online. Can't relate. This is crazy. Now, all jokes aside, people in general tend to like me. You too, Heavenly, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the anonymous nature of being a screen name or frankly that I have good confidence but lack the body to charm the ladies IRL. But suffice to say that I've had many a woman come on to me in my years as a gamer. Oh, look at you. This was all fun and good. It would often lead to a little... Oh, sorry. Wait. This was all fun and good. Okay, I have to make this bigger. I've drank so that I have to like make my text a little bigger. It would often lead to a little fun BS, and most of the time fizzle out into nothing once it became something outside of the game. Aww. This, however, had not been the case with my most recent online lady. Long story short, we met in a guild in WoW, and as we spent more time together, it was clear she was slowly becoming the next online fling. Problem is... Are you ready for this one, Heavenly? She's married. What do you mean?
Many such cases.
That's not a problem. That's like a full-on stop. That's a full-on you do not continue.
Such cases. I have multiple instances of this happening in my tenure in WoW. Not
go
me
on.
though. I've never taken a married woman in WoW.
Okay.
I've had women fall for me also.
I have never taken.
Okay.
Why did you use the word taken?
Because I don't online date. Listen, I don't online date. So sometimes people like this guy here would like me because since I don't online date,
Yeah.
there was never any tension from my end. So it made them feel safer. And then they would end up liking me. And I had no idea we were dating. So this has happened to me. And I'm just like, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm not your boyfriend. I'm your tank.
Just because I protect you from mobs does not mean I like you.
Exactly. Like it's like they fall for confident men, but the man is only confident because he doesn't like you.
Okay.
Many such cases.
And before I continue, let me try to save some face by saying, ... I am a good guy. I am nice, funny, honorable. Okay, are you trying to convince me or yourself, buddy?
That's what I'm saying, bro. Cut the track. Yo, he's definitely trying to make himself feel
My
better.
favorite Billy Joel song is Honesty, and I am not one to home wreck or even entertain being the person someone cheats with. Hey. At the end of the day, this is not a am I the asshole? This is you give us your stories and we react to them genuinely as we can, as long as you're aware that you're probably trying to convince yourself, not us. Then again, look, does doing something bad one time make you like, okay, let's say
What are you, Parthenax from Skyrim?
No. Like, let's say I didn't notice my tomato was rotten and I eat a piece of my rotten tomato. Does that make me a rotten tomato eater? For a little bit, right? But if I'm like consistently being like, oh yeah, every tomato I eat is rotten, I don't know where I was going with that analogy. Okay.
Well, you know what they say, Monte? You can build 1,000 bridges, paint 1,000 paintings.
Oh, if you fuck one sheep, you're the sheep fucker
make
guy.
Make 1,000,000 bridges, but you suck one dick.
Yeah, you're the dick sucker guy. Yeah. I am not one to home wreck or even entertain being the person someone cheats with. My morals are very strong in that regard, and I'm a highly empathetic person. So I tend to worry about how my actions affect others more than I think most people do. Okay, that you started off strong. I'm ready to see how these things are affecting you. Oh my God. That's okay. This whole paragraph, Heavenly.
My God, not a single comma in there. What the hell?
No. Wait, don't read. It's supposed to be a surprise.
No, I didn't read it. I just scrolled it. It's just a chunk of text.
Listen to the follow-up. That's all to say that now I am 2 years into this situationship. I think that's what the kids call it. It had been great and terrible. First off, Megan, not her real name, is 100% the instigator in all this nonsense. When we first started talking outside of the game, it was initially to encourage each other to improve our health. We both are overweight and as such decided it would be good to be fitness pals. That is very sweet. Sharing our daily exercise, talking about healthy food we can try, encouraging each other to try harder. The worst part is for me, it was working great. I lost over 30 pounds. Let's freaking go. In the first 3 to 4 months we were doing this. But for her, she always turned it into something sexual. I would tell her over and over, I didn't want to do that as it's against my moral code. Heavenly. When a man, I'm just telling you as my friend, but like if a man keeps making things sexual with me and I tell him one time, hey, I don't want things to be sexual between us. Hey, I don't see you like that. And he keeps doing it. I cut him off, right? Like I stopped talking to him.
You should choke him next time.
What do guys do with women? Like if you've told a woman many, many times, hey, I'm not going to cheat on you and your husband and stuff. Well, like, do you just cut her off?
I tell him my dick's small. It works.
I can believe that.
Yeah. You just let them know ahead of time because they have this idea in their head that it's going to be amazing. You let them know ahead of time, hey man, it's like pinky tip. That's what I'm working with. After that, radio silence. Never have to worry about it again.
But
it's not true. You just let them know.
You do like again, if that person keeps crossing the boundary that you have set, you keep like, what's the word for this? I don't keep going where I know I'll be tempted, right? Like if I know I'll be tempted, I won't keep going there. I'm not going to show up every day and be like, oh boy, I'm trying to quit drinking. Let me go into this bar. Let me go and be around people who are drinking all the time. I sure hope I'm not wanting to drink, right?
I mean, true.
But for her, she always turned it into something sexual. I would tell her over and over that I didn't want to do that as it's against my moral code. But over time, the sexy encouragement took a hold in my mind. It is part of what inspired me to do so well in my exercise and diet.
Yeah, you're a man.
But with every day, I slipped a little more on my moral ground.
Yeah, you're a man.
She would always convince me it was okay and that she had wanted to have an open relationship in the past. And how she read all these books about how it's healthy for people to mess around outside of marriage. Did her husband even know?
Many such cases.
But despite her always saying she didn't feel loved by her husband or satisfied, she always said she had no interest of leaving him and still loved him as well as me. So I could never really exist outside in her life outside of what we had. First, it was flirting. Then it was talking.
How the hell did you get there?
Right? I'm like, don't you start by talking, then flirting? And by the end of the 3 months, it was sexting. It made me feel guilty for corrupting my morals. But at the same time, it made me feel loved and sexy in a way I had never felt before.
He just figured out kink.
Listen.
Right there, he just figured out kink.
Yeah. I think it's okay to try things in life. And to know. And, at least you tried. And now you know. But I like the whole paragraph, by the way. That's like, I'm a good guy. I am nice, funny, honorable. My favorite Billy Joel song is Honesty. I'm not one to home wreck or even entertain being the person someone cheats with. Except when you did. Right? Except when you did. Which again, as long as you're aware. As long as you're aware. Okay, where were we? First it was flirting, then it was talking. It made me feel guilty for corrupting my morals. At the same time, it made me feel loved and sexy in a way I never felt. So much so that I even it made me finally feel comfortable with my body and only made me more confident and inspired to continue to improve my health. Hell yeah. Well, of course, all that came crashing down when after about 5 months of us being involved, her husband Greg finds out about us. Ooh, okay. Gregory. One night she left her Discord up, and let's just say I don't know how much he saw.
Martha,
But I'm listening.
I was waiting for the thing in this story to tell me when this happened. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They said Discord. That means it was pretty recent.
Oh, yeah.
It was pretty
recent. Actually, no, recent. Discord
sexting.
was like 10 years ago. I was using Discord
recent.
like 10 years. Yeah. Okay.
But still, they were sexting.
Mm-hmm.
That boy sent his schmeedy boy out there. Mm-hmm.
His little schmeed.
Because this could happen from anywhere from 2005 to now.
No. It's like 2016. I think Discord started. When did Discord start?
I want to say 2016 because I remember my account is from
2015.
17?
So this is probably like 2017, 2018 if I were to guess. Yeah. This is like less than 10 years ago, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay, so Discord Nitros existed in 2017.
Wait, how do you know it was Nitro?
Oh no! Wait, Discord existed in 2015 because my account here. Member since 2015. Damn. What a Discord member! Oh my god! In October, I'll be a 10-year Oh, I just felt 100 pounds get added to my body. Oh.
One night, she left her Discord up, and let's just say I don't know how much he saw, but I guess he saw it. He saw everything. By the way, like I'm just letting you know, he saw everything. If he catches her cheating, he's read everything. Just to be clear, he won't be like, oh no, I've read one day. I'll stop. I think at that point you're like, I'm going in, baby. Worst part of this whole story, which I hadn't shared, is that me and Greg play games together as much as Megan. Okay. Heavenly, be honest with me. Obviously, all cheating is bad, but
correct.
If I had a little sexy meatball and I found out that he was cheating on me with the bitch that I play games with all the time, and she knows, I think it stings more than if it's some random girl that I have no idea who she is.
Yes, it does.
Right?
Because that's deep trust that was betrayed versus just a fling.
Like, you and Greg playing games as much as you and her? I mean, shit, there were even times where we were all playing games together with in-game local voice, and we would sneak off to talk to each other while Greg is off probably wondering where the heck we are. Did my ex submit this story?
That's too much. That's
one of my exes did this at his work with a girl that was getting married. Sorry, by the way, if you end up listening to this video, I will tell the story after. Did my ex submit this story? No, he didn't because they met at work. But anyway. So yeah, that's the end, right? Well, not really. After a period of awkwardness where I accepted the blame, even though, as I said, it really wasn't me who was initiating. It doesn't matter if you're not in it. Like you're still in it. Oh, it's like you're still a part. You're still a willing participant in this, right? Like it doesn't matter that you're not initiating. Oh, I'm not the one sexting her first. You're accepting them.
It takes two to tango, and you were definitely in there tangoing.
Suddenly, 3 or 4 months later, I got a check-in message from Megan, just checking how I am doing and so on. Fast forward, we bounce back and forth messaging on holidays and random weekends. She typically messages me more when she's drunk. Go figure. Then it comes to now. And we were back to our same old shenanigans. I am trying to keep it more PG now. I am refusing to engage with her. And when she gets overly sexual or talk to her when she drunk texts me at 2 a.m. But I am worried it will start up again. And a greedy part of me wishes it would. Oh, but I feel so bad about it, how much it goes against the type of person I try to be. Just to be clear, like, you already went against it.
Just get in there and crack those cheeks, buddy. Just get straight in there and forget.
We actually have a final question. Can I be redeemed, Momos? Should I stop trying to be friendly and cut it off completely? No. I don't know if I'm seeking answers, but hopefully y'all enjoyed the story at the very least. Let's talk about it. You can't
be redeemed. You can't be redeemed. You're already in there.
Okay.
Go to the finish line.
Okay. Whoa. Back up. You're telling that he should find a way to beat this woman offline and have sex with her.
Correct.
Okay. This is where Heavenly and I are very different. I would say, look, there's no redeeming or not redeeming. To make mistakes is human, right? We have all done things we are not proud of. Yes, you are a good person, blah, blah, blah. Cheating is against your morals, but you did it. But you cheated. But you did it. It's fine. At the end of the day, though, do you want to keep doing this? And here's where I will reveal a story from an ex-husband of mine. Yeah. So hear me out. I'm going to be very quick about the story. My ex-husband worked at a company and he started having intercourse with his coworker. She was in a relationship. She kept telling him, I am going to break up. She was going to break up with her partner. She never did. Her partner found out. They still got engaged. She told, my ex-husband of many years ago, don't worry, we're not going to get married. We're going to end this before we get married. Da, 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 da. Guess what? They got married. After they got married, even after he found out, they kept doing it. I'm just telling you, these types of situations, maybe Heavenly, like, as much as I laugh at you being like, just have sex with her, these types of situations, you either have to go to the end where, like, meet her. Maybe you're not going to be attracted to her, or maybe you will. Meet her, see what happens, or cut it off completely. Like, these kinds of situations can stay in limbo forever. Take it from my ex-husband that I did not cannibalize, hence why he's alive. That happened to him. And it kept happening to him until the girl got transferred away to like another office, or her husband got transferred away. But to my knowledge, they're still together. He knew. And
the husband and the wife,
at one point, the husband even messaged my ex-husband to be like, hey, I'm aware you're with her. No. And they still continued. Like, this type of stuff.
There's more cucking in this world than I thought.
I think so too. Look, at the end of the day, everybody does bad things at some point. I think just the fact that you regretting it now is already a good sign. But in the future, to be honest with you, like, if I set a boundary with a man, if I tell a man like, hey, I just want to be friends, and he keeps trying to flirt with me, I will keep resetting the boundary until eventually, after 2-3 times of setting the boundary, I'm going to cut them off. Because why would I go somewhere where I'm always going to be tempted, right? Like, why?
Real.
And so in your case, like, I'll be honest with you, based on previous interaction, if you keep letting her text you, one day you're going to cave. So why let that keep happening? Either do what Heavenly says and go the whole way, right?
Go all in.
Or
in.
He's the devil. I'm the angel. Block her on everything.
Why though? Why? He's done all this work. She's clearly unstable. He blocks her. She's gonna blow up his life. He might as well get something out of it before the explosion.
See, I protect my peace, man. I protect my peace. I do not believe there is happiness with this woman simply because what is the best case scenario? Clearly he has some kind of feelings for her. His best case scenario is she leaves her husband to marry him. And then guess what she's going to do? She's going to cheat on him the exact same way she cheated on her husband.
Not always true.
Oh, you think this girl who is clearly getting off on like this type of stuff won't do this to him as well? Come on.
As long as he keeps it tight, keeps it clean, and knows what she wants, just be right. She only is jumping ship because clearly someone ain't holding it down back home.
I disagree. I think there are some people that just do not believe in conflict resolution. I think the way you get them is the way you lose them. I think in this case, if he got her by her cheating on her husband, she'll cheat on him as well. In the same way, probably, where he'll be playing games with the guy and be like, that's so weird. Why did they disappear?
Yeah, but now he knows. So if a guy shows up in a friend group, like, I know what this is, and then he just, he handles it.
You really did get the romance beating out of you, huh? It left
No.
when you lost your ball.
That is not true. All I know is my body is a machine that turns pattern recognition into pattern recognition. And the pattern here is that this woman very clearly wants to have some fun.
Yeah.
This guy has definitely started the steps to having fun. He's already put 4 steps out of a 7-step process.
Yeah.
Why quit when you're halfway up? Go all the way up, and it'll still explode. But it will explode, and you will get something out of it. Because if he stops now, it's going to explode, and all you think he did was just send his, put the Schmeedy boy through the Discord DM.
This is where we are so different, because for me, I am, like, me reading this, I had the vibe that he likes her, which is why he's, like, trying to start things again. So if you like this woman, protect yourself. Run away now. Block her now. Give yourself the chance to meet another woman. It is not worth it.
If you love this woman, you run straight to her. Don't block her, and just let it all out. Ted Mosby her. Do a giant grand gesture.
You're so funny.
That always works.
All right, Heavenly, you're next. This is so I love this. I love like how you and I have these. And again, this is one of my favorite things, like agree to disagree. Man and woman, different perspectives. I am a hopeless romantic. You are Heavenly Father.
No, I love romance too. But that's not romance. I can tell there's romance and lust. And that is
lust.
A prime example of lust.
I do think he's fallen for her because of the routine stuff. I think he's fallen for her because of like they're losing weight together, they're keeping up with like that kind of day-to-day activities is what would make me fall in love. So I think by that logic, he's fallen in love.
Don't fall for it.
All right, your turn.
Go.
You got 8 points left. But even if you don't have enough for a full story, I'll let you have the full story.
I like this one. I scrolled up a bit for this one.
Yeah.
So.
What's it called?
Where'd it go? My fiance isn't invited to the wedding because the bride thinks she's too pretty.
Ooh, I think that was one of the Reddit stories, if I remember correctly. Yeah, this is a Reddit story. Mm-hmm.
Yoink!
It's your story
Thanks
now.
for a gold, kind stranger. My fiance is invited to the wedding because the bride thinks she's too pretty.
Ooh.
Hilarious. My 26 male, lifelong best friend, 26 male, is getting married later this year.
Mm-hmm.
When he first got engaged, he asked me to be one of the groomsmen. I obviously accepted, and I've been excited for the wedding to see my best friend get married. Nice!
Mm-hmm.
His fiance and my fiance, his fiance, 26 female, and the author's fiance, 25-year-old female. Oof, numbers. I've always gotten along really well. The 4 of us hang out pretty frequently, always have a good time, and there's never been any problems. We go to this bar, it's called McLaren's, we drink, and then sometimes this guy in a suit named Barney Sorry. I've been really watching a lot of How I Met Your Mother recently.
I love it.
Exactly like it. Anyway, my fiance has always considered her a friend and has been extremely happy for them and excited about their wedding. His fiance has even asked my fiance, I'm sick of this word, for her thoughts and suggestions on certain decor for the wedding, venues, colors, and all that nature. I don't like the word fiance anymore. Can I say something else? My homeboy.
Homeboy.
No.
I like that.
My
Homeboy and
lover.
homegirl.
My homeboy and my homegirl. You know what? That works. The official wedding invitations were sent out recently, and when it arrived at our house, I know it was only addressed to me, and also didn't say anything about a +1. I was kind of surprised by this because I had assumed that my homeboy or my homegirl would have been invited, given the fact that I've been with my homegirl for 4 years. longer than he has been with his homegirl. Thank God. I'm so sick of that F word.
I agree, though. There's so many fiancés in this story.
He's been my best friend since preschool. The four of us hang out all the time, and some of my family members received their invitation to the wedding. But before jumping to the conclusions, I thought maybe none of the groomsmen or other friends of the bride and the groom are allowed to have a +1 due to costs or things like that, since weddings are obviously expensive, which is true. Weddings and funerals are the most expensive thing you'll probably do. God, funerals are so expensive.
Right? I agree. My father left me so much debt too. Oh.
Yeah, and they'll leave you presents. Just like a wedding. Sometimes they leave you good presents. The other groomsmen are all friends of mine and his, so I called them to see if their significant others were also not invited. But turns out every single one of them received an invitation that included their significant other. And the bridesmaids all got to bring their significant others as well. So at that point, I called them to let them know that I got my invitation, that I'll say it one time here, that my fiance, God, was not included on the invitation, and asked if this was an error or if they forgot to include her on it. That's when he informed me that his homegirl doesn't want my homegirl to come to the wedding.
I can just hear the struggle in your voice every time.
Thinking that my fiance is prettier than she is.
Oh my God.
Which is whack, bro. No one's going to think that. I mean, people are going to think that, but they're not there for who's. It's not a popularity contest or a pretty contest. In the eyes of the law and God, you are being married. You're being put together. Not who looks the best.
I agree, but
because I'm inviting Ryan Gosling to my wedding. I hope he shows up.
I hope he. Well, by the time you have your wedding, he'll be dead.
Fine, I'll invite Matt Mickelson instead.
Oh my God, can you invite me too? He's so pretty.
That's what I'm saying. He's so beautiful. That's a beautiful Sigma male right there. Or a yogurt male. He might be a yogurt male.
What is a yogurt male?
So it's like a Sigma male, but it's a yogurt male.
What does that mean? Yogurt. I'm Googling this. Yogurt male.
There was a guy who made a video that said how to unlock your inner yogurt male.
Yogurt can be beneficial food choice for men, offering. Okay, I don't think that's what I'm supposed to. Yogurt male affirmations unlock your power ASMR. Hold on. Wait. I'm actually listening to this.
Australian.
Wait.
French. All yogurt.
All yogurt. What is this?
Is simply mine for the taking.
I don't know.
All yogurt is simply mine for the taking?
I wouldn't get too deep into it.
Okay.
It seems like one of those shit posts that took off too far.
Go on, please. Continue.
Now I will say that my significant other is insanely gorgeous. If I had a penny every time someone asked me how I managed to get her, I would become a billionaire. On the other hand, his significant other isn't the most conventionally attractive woman. I feel bad saying that, and it's something I've never said out loud to anyone, but for context situation, I had to include this. Yeah. No, you didn't. You just wanted to dig at that woman because she said you couldn't bring her.
No.
You called her chopped in retaliation on Reddit for 7 gold or for 7 upvotes and 1 Reddit one Reddit gold.
Listen, I think it makes sense in the story, right? Like, no really hot woman would. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, I would if I was a hot woman. I wouldn't let anybody come. It would just be me and a bunch of dudes and some oil.
Heavenly.
What are we talking about?
Okay. That's sounding a little. Wait. I have to not make this joke ever, but I've like sometimes when people talk about oil or being like oiled up and wet, I keep wanting to be like, how very P. Diddy of you. But like, I can't make those jokes.
I was getting oiled up before his freak offs.
Okay.
For me, baby oil was never an evil thing. It was an innocent thing. You oil up so that way you can feel smooth. Speaking of being smooth,
go on.
This guy is dating a woman who everyone thinks is a charity case because she's that much out of his league, and I think that's beautiful.
I think that's good for him. Yeah.
I told him that I know it's not my wedding, so I don't get to pick the guest list, but I think it's a bit unfair and ridiculous that my fiance, who they're friends with, is the only significant other at the entire wedding party that doesn't get to come because his significant other is worried people think she will be prettier. Thinks that my significant other is prettier than the bride. There we go.
Yep.
God, this guy is.
Drinking and reading, Matt. It's tough. I don't know how we
It's
do
not
it
that. It's
heavenly.
that the sentence structure doesn't work of me reading it as a second party because it sounds like I'm saying my significant other is prettier than his significant other when there's no he.
And you've
I'm
already
pointing at a
told us
screen.
that you are
I'm pointing at nothing. There's
so
nothing
low
there.
commitment. So you're freaking out. Reading this, you're freaking out. You're like, oh.
I'm never getting married. I can't. I told him that his fiance is the bride, so everyone's going to be looking at her, and Noah's going to be focusing on my fiance, who isn't even a bridesmaid, so there would be no reason for you to look at her. He said that he agrees with me, and that he has already tried multiple times to explain this to his fiance, but that she won't budge, and she insisted that everyone think that my significant other is prettier. So I'm telling him that
prettier.
I can't be a groomsman.
She's prettier. Good on him for stepping
And
down from the groomsman.
He said he's
Go
not
on.
being a groomsman.
Yeah, that's good
He
on
won't be a
him.
groomsman or go to the wedding at all.
Yeah, honest. I mean, look. Be honest with me. How loyal would you be to your super mega hot girlfriend? I know you're non-committal, but like, let's be honest.
Pretend they never existed.
The girlfriend?
I have no idea what you're talking. No,
Or
the friends. Fuck them.
Right? Like, at some point you're like, oh, you won't reinstate my super hot girlfriend? I guess I'm not going to your shitty wedding. Screw you.
Yup.
You guys suck, losers. Yeah, good. Yeah. Listen, you got to be loyal to your mega hot girlfriend. I agree.
That's why he says not fair,
I
which
agree.
is true. It's not fair. She should be able to come whether she was beautiful or chopped or mid. Doesn't matter. They're friends, or they were. 4 good friends, and not anymore.
Go on.
He's upset with me now that he thinks that I'm overreacting, but I don't think this is fair.
No.
My fiance told me not to worry about her and that I should just be part of my friend's big day. But even if with her being completely fine with it, I'm not doing it.
You know he's getting extra bedroom stuff because he's not going to this wedding.
It off.
You know, she's all like, I'm fine even if you go. But the fact that he's not going, she's like, yeah, that's my little guy.
Nah, she gonna rip it off that night.
That's my little meatball.
Oh.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Was that the end of it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh yeah, my fiance told me not to worry about her. I should be part of a big day. This is a crazy story, but it happens.
Another one of someone gaining self-respect.
It happens so much, and that is unfortunately like a thing in a lot of female circles where like some girls are just like, oh, I don't want you around, because even sometimes it's like if you dress a little bit provocatively, other girls don't want you around, and it's like, listen, your husband should not be looking at my titties. So
Exactly.
what's going on here? How did you like that story?
I think it was pretty funny. I think that all 4 of them sitting around, that means one of them was stewing the whole time thinking, damn, she's prettier than me. Damn, she's prettier than me.
Right? Like, at some point, like, wow, it really is that serious for you, huh?
Could let that go.
Really
I had a
is
beautiful
that
wedding.
serious. I have 7 points, but like I said, it's fine if you want to. You got 2 points, but you can spend more points.
No,
for
I'm
your
cut.
stories. You're cut. That was your last
I've
one.
been drinking for the stories.
That's
I'm
fine.
done.
Then I will try to do a good one. So I got 7 points. Let me see if I can use up 6 points. A tale from the NTR'd trenches. The NTR'd trenches. That sounds exciting. I'm very curious about that. All right. It was my first week working the NTR'd counter at Buy More. Basically, IT support in a retail zoo. Okay. Is this Best Buy and Geek Squad?
Maybe.
It's making me feel like it's Geek Squad at Best Buy. And my trainer decided I was ready for battle. He tossed me my first solo phone call. The mission, help a sweet old lady set up her new Hewlett-Packard wireless printer. Simple enough, right? I pull up her info, find the model, locate the display unit in store for reference, and dive in. For the next 15 minutes, I got her through the process like she's navigating a cave blindfolded. And my voice is the only light. I swear to God, Heavenly, we have some freaking writers up in these stories.
There's some what?
Writers?
Oh, writers. I heard sliders, and I was like, what?
You're like, sliders? Who's sliding?
But
I
also,
guide her.
I'm very tired.
Yeah, and drinking. I get you. I guide her through the process like she's navigating a cave blindfolded. And my voice is the only light. Like, isn't that poetic?
It's a pretty good
Dramatic?
metaphor. Or
Romantic?
simile? I think it was a metaphor. I think like was in there.
See
that
that
was a beautiful
little
metaphor.
icon in the corner? Looks like a dot with white lines on top. That's your Wi-Fi signal. Mm-hmm. Now press the gear-looking thing, like a ninja star, but friendly. Ooh, I see. Great. That's where we'll enter your Wi-Fi password. You said it's fluffy123, right? No caps? Okay. After getting her connected, I walk her through downloading the drivers from HP's website, a process I'm 90% sure requires more clicks than launching a space shuttle.
A little
Finally,
bit.
the moment of triumph, I ask her to print a test page. She goes quiet for a moment. The little screen is off, she says. Huh? I think. Probably just asleep. Try tapping the screen, I suggest. Nothing happened. Okay, maybe needs a reboot. Hold the power button for 3 seconds. Oh, hold on. I did. Still nothing. Now I'm getting suspicious. I start running through possible issues, loose cables, hardware glitch. And then I ask, like a fool, I ask, ma'am, is the printer plugged in? She responds, completely sincere. Why would I need to plug it in? It's a wireless printer. Okay, but that is me. That is actually me.
No
That
way
was
that
a
you know at least to
silence.
plug things in.
A silence so deep you could hear the existential dread forming in my soul. Then, in a moment of pure, unfiltered disbelief, I let out an involuntary, guttural, "What?" Every nerd-herd agent in the room looked up like meerkats on alert. She repeats, utterly unfazed, "It's a wireless printer. Why would I need to plug it in?" I take a deep breath. The kind of breath I once used when a toddler spilled 64 ounces of soda under table 9 during my restaurant manager days. I summon my inner Zentrea. Hey, that's my wife. Keep her name out of your mouth. Thanks for laughing at that. As gently as I can, I explain. A wireless printer just means it connects to the internet without a cable. It still needs power to, function. It's not magic or solar powered or run by Wi-Fi fairies. She paused, thinking it over. Oh, well then, I guess I'll just return it. I wanted one that doesn't need to be plugged in. And that, my friends, is why every tech support conversation starts with, is it turned on and plugged in? Listen, her printer might not have been, and neither am I. Heavenly got 2 points left. I got 1 point left. Together, we don't have enough money for a story. Did you have a fun time?
I had a friggin' blast.
Hold on. Let me see if maybe, Heavenly, would you give me your $2 if I were to find a story to read? Yeah.
All yours.
All mine. Thanks.
It's flicking it at you.
Let me see if I can. Maybe I can like find a story to read. Oh, I found a story. I lied about my shoulder. It worked too well. I am going to spend Heavenly's $2 and my $1 to read one last story. Are you ready? Wait, before
Let's go.
How do you feel about that? I think it's a Geek Squad at Best Buy story.
That was 100% a Geek Squad.
Yeah.
Called it a nerd herd or something like that.
That was funny. I like Nerd Herd.
I do like when people take brands and just change them, but it's still like somewhat, recognizable.
Uh-huh.
The biggest offender will always be for anime, Wick Ronalds. Love that so much.
Oh God.
It's always
anime.
WC.
Yeah.
Ronalds. And it's like, you could have
Come
just
on,
said
guys.
Burger Spot. But no.
Burger Spot is a good one.
Yeah, but
Burger
instead
Spot.
we get fake McDonald's, McRonald's.
McDonald's. Mm-hmm. No, that was a great story. Thank you for sharing. I've definitely been very embarrassing when it comes to my socials. Not much to say on that story. Just a great story all around. Thank you.
Just a good one, yeah.
That's a good one. There's some stories that it's just like, wow, we've all been there. Okay. So then my last story of tonight, Heavenly, and then you and I can finish off the night by drinking and yapping. This one is called I Lied About My Shoulder. It worked too well. I have been dealing with chronic shoulder pain for years now, but this year it went too far, I think. I didn't want to participate in a martial arts class, but I felt bad about just skipping out, especially since I was already there. So I acted like my shoulder was flaring up. Apparently sold it too well as I ended up in the urgent care getting deep tissue injections.
What the
I kept up the illusion because if I dropped it, people would get suspicious. One thing led to another, so I ended up out of work on paid leave for a month and a half while I recovered. I did recover. Somewhat anyways. And I got the most progress out of these diagnoses as the doctor had refused to take me seriously for 6 years. They still haven't done any
Insane,
imaging.
by the way.
I feel bad about it. Well, my shoulder did start feeling better, but it all came from a misdirection gone too far. What?
Insane story.
It's
The
crazy
shortest
that it
one was
worked.
the craziest one. Yeah,
It's
it
crazy
worked.
that it worked.
Deep tissue injections? What were they
Deep
injecting?
tissue injections. Yeah.
Like painkillers or something?
And the doctors were just like, yeah, this is fine. We'll inject you. You know,
I mean, doctors do anything if you give them the bread for it.
I was
I've
going to
learned
say,
that.
not to be that person talking about medical stuff, but doctors will do anything if you pay them for it. The amount of doctors I have known, even in Canada, that are like, oh, we'll operate. We'll do this. We'll add a metal rod into your body. You're like, wait a second. Whoa. Can we do therapy at least first? Like, what's going on? That's crazy. That's a lot of stuff.
It's way too much. Oh, God.
That is a lot.
My spine.
How you feeling? How was this episode for you, Heavenly?
I think this was amazing. I can't wait to watch the other ones.
There's only one other one, so you don't
I know,
got
but
much
there will
to.
be more.
There will be more. I would love to have you over on a sober episode one time where we're both being very sober.
Sure.
Yeah. But I very much enjoyed being nice and tipsy with you.
I appreciate you too.
I like you too, friend. Pat, pat, pat.
I think this is a great thing and it's really fun. I also think I am 45 seconds away from passing out mid-recording.
All right. Do you want to say a quick goodbye to everybody? Let us know where we can find you and what kind of stuff you're up to and what you do.
Yep. You can find me on twitch.tv/Skulker21.
Stop! That's not your account! That's not, you're not Skulker!
SKULKER21.
You're so stupid!
Help him get partner. Pull up on Twitch. Yeah.
Okay, Skulker is going to get partnered soon. Should
I know.
do you think he'll enjoy Splitgate? Is he an FPS
Probably,
head?
but he works all day.
Loser.
Well, he's making his own company. That's why.
Loser. Why can't he just stop doing what he's doing and play video games with us?
Because the company he's made already has a high valuation.
Well
A
then,
very high valuation, actually.
why doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, if you wanted to get partnered, he could prioritize that by playing video games with me.
He could, but he knows right now is the grind time to sell that company.
He's in his
multi-millionaire.
grinding set.
Yes, sir.
I feel it. I get you.
Sir.
All right. So yeah, I guess go over to the Skulker account to find him. Right? That's you. You are that Skulker account.
That's me, yeah.
Anything else?
Nope.
Nope. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Heavenly Father. Yeah, I had fun, but definitely, oh my God, are we both unable to stick to a story when we drink?
It's a little hard.
All right, everybody. Please remember to submit your own stories. If you have similar stories, we would love to read them. We will be reading them next week with my next guest. If you submitted a story at the beginning and it didn't get in, try submitting it again, but maybe editing a few things now that you have a better idea of what story we like. And finally, stay plump, stay beautiful, stay delicious, stay trashy, stay confidential. Bye.
Delicious.
Yeah, delicious. Stay delicious, my sweet
I'm gonna
momos.
season them, aren't you?
I'm going to season them and I eat them.
I knew it.
Bye-bye. Catch you all next week.